Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Check out our large assortment of logo merch and our lifestyle collection as well. Just head over to abvnetwork.com and click on shop. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. Finally, we are sponsored by the upcoming ABV Barrel Shop, a new liquor store experience coming to St. Louis, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop will serve as home to the ABV Network and will be owned and operated by Steve Akeley, Jim Fosnot, and Scott Creighton, a.k.a. the Barrel Buddies. To learn more about the investment opportunities in this new venture, listen to the ad at the end of this podcast. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we are going to talk about high-proof whiskey. We're going to drink high-proof whiskey, and we'll even see if we can do a high-proof shooter for your listening pleasure. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Drunk Danny, Blitz Tony, and Jumble Brain Jim. And Heidi's a special guest for right now.
What about a creative name for Heidi?
I can't think that fast.
Come on, McNew. You're not just a reader.
What goes with Heidi? I was trying to think of
high-proof Heidi.
High-proof Heidi.
High-proof Heidi. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, high-proof Heidi. There you go. Okay. I'll meld that in the show and it'll be seamless. You won't even hear any of this. It'll all be cut perfect.
Like you
not even going to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a fun show today. We're talking about 120 plus proof bourbon. We're going to be drinking it during the show. We're going to talk about it, why we love the high proof stuff. It seems like big time bourbon fans really love the high proof. So we'll talk about that, and we'll end the show with the shooter. But we're also going to kick this thing off with a shooter because Jim's actually the one on the show today, but Heidi is here and she said she would do a shot. So she's going to teach us how to do this so we get proper form later on in the show. So Heidi, what do you got there? Tell us what bourbon you got, what proof it is, and what you're going to be drinking it out of there.
Yeah, I got the Elijah Craig barrel proof, and it's 123.6.
Okay.
We doing the torque pop on this?
Yeah, sure.
I know, probably not going to get much. No,
Okay, not much, but it's a well-loved bottle. That one's pretty low there.
Let's see if I can make her laugh during the shot. So how
that'll be
high proof
key.
out her nose. Like
She's showing us how to do this, and she messes it up. That'd be hilarious. Tickler. Yeah.
stop. She's doing a Danny pour. Look at the size of that damn thing.
Oh yeah,
that's quite the shot. It's the whole.
it is
bottle
quite a shot of 120
carry.
plus proof. So yeah.
all right. Well, cheers to the high proof.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And
Oh.
throws it down, and
Girl.
she did it.
She didn't even flinch. It's like a
I don't
champ.
think she can talk right now, but yeah.
Oh no, I can talk.
Oh, okay. Well, she's good. She
I
seems to
can
be
talk
fine.
after doing a shot.
She seems to be fine. You should probably do another one. You see, it doesn't seem to have any impact.
No, I got to work in the morning. I'm not doing another shot.
You just, that's the problem when you start doing those high proof ones. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just going to take the remainder of this little bit that's left.
Oh, that's a bottle kill. Just go ahead
That's
and
a
kill it
bottle
off
kill.
right now.
Yeah, you got to finish that thing.
All right.
Not want to leave it
Bottle
around.
kill.
All right, bottle kill.
Shooting that or sipping that?
I don't know. What's the audience say?
Well, shoot it,
Shoot,
of course.
shoot.
Shoot it.
You guys are just bad influences.
All right, here she goes.
Taylor, go Heidi. Heidi's a champ.
Look at Heidi.
I think we need to have a Heidi and Kaylee Baker shot off because Kaylee can take some shots like that too. These two need to go head to head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take some photos later.
Kaylee will be in Key West, so
Cuddled around the Christmas tree, not supposed to be there.
He's like, I'm the gift. I am the gift, Jim.
Yes.
Y'all have a fun show, and I'll see you later.
Bye, Heidi.
Okay, there you go.
Bye.
See you.
There you go. She made it look easy. So I don't, yeah. She set a tough bar there for us. So she didn't flinch. So, yeah. Danny, when he famously did that 9-ounce shot, he did that great too, but it was lower proof. It was under 100. It was like 97 something.
Right.
So
that's still a lot at 9
That's
ounces.
still high. That's still high for a shooter. Normally, shooters are your typical Jim Beam, or they're 80 proofs is what if you're going to get at a bar, do a round of bourbon shooters. That's what you're going to get, a lower proof one. But Danny did that, and he was fine for the rest of that show, and then not as good the show after that. It began to take effect. So yeah, this will be interesting, and we'll get into the whole thing why we love 120 proof and all that kind of stuff. So it should be good. Excellent show today. January 2nd already. Jeez. Crazy, right? New year.
Yeah, time's flying.
Oh, yeah. So, all right. Well, let's introduce what we're going to be drinking today, because we're going to, same thing, we pop the cork on and we sip going out to break. When we come back, we're going to do the show about high proof bourbon, and then that's the one we'll be shooting as well later on. So, what does everybody got? Tony, go ahead and introduce us to what you're going to be drinking. Then the traditional cork pop too.
I got some Basil Hayden.
Okay. 80
Just kidding.
proof?
Just kidding. I got, let me see here, single barrel pick of Rebel cast strength, 120 proof from, it's Bourbon Night, Chad and Sarah.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Wow, that's a really good cork pop. That's
pop.
going to be, it'll probably be impossible to beat. Now, Tony did come in at the very minimum, so it's just he's legal there, but just barely.
Just barely.
Yeah. That's how I was in school. I always want to do the minimum. You don't want to do any extra effort, right? I mean, you just want to. Any
stars
extra
burn
effort is
out.
just wasted. Yeah, yeah. All right, McNew, you're next. What are you going to be drinking tonight?
I have Booker's Boston batch, and it's at 126.5.
Oh, geez. All right. Okay.
Not much there.
Nah, why bother though? Tony had that great one. You're just throwing it away. So, Jim, what do you got?
I picked a bottle I haven't had in a while. I've only tasted this once. It's the Blue Note, but it's unfiltered, uncut. It's 122.5 barrel pick.
Okay.
See what we got.
Ooh, boy, that was really good too.
Any other show, I think Jim would have got it, but Tony's is.
I think Tony got it. Yeah. Jim had a little more base to his, but Tony's was still better, I think, overall. This one is a barrel pick I got in Sanibel Island at the Grog Shop. So I like that place. If you ever are down in Sanibel, make sure you hit the Grog Shop. They do barrel picks, which I don't think is necessarily very easy to do. It's more of a laid back rum place, maybe vodka drinks and stuff like that when you're on an island vacation. And it was great to find a place that loves bourbon and knew the show and stuff like that. So this one is 124.4. It's Heaven's Door. So let's see what we got here. Nothing. That's about bottle about halfway gone. So not a lot there. So Danny, what do you got, my friend?
I've got the Colorado 291. Okay. The X barrel.
The X barrel.
Comes in at 148.7.
Jesus. Go big or go home, Danny.
Not enough of the cork pop. All base there, but
Danny's just Tony, like hazmat level up here right now.
Tony takes it. Oh yeah, he's well past hazmat. Yeah, he's into nuclear almost. So yeah. Wow. All right. Well, perfect. Congrats, Tony, and cheers, gang.
Cheers.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking high proof bourbon, why we love it, and all of that good stuff. And we'll do a shooter of it later in the show as well. We'll talk to you in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley of the ABV Network. Let's talk about the people who make this show happen. First up is Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Company founder Andy Lang started distilling as a hobby while serving his country as an elite Green Beret. Andy distilled all over the world during his time in the military and brought this passion back to him in the U.S. when he returned home. A visit to Leatherwood combines Andy Lang's unique distilled spirits and a museum of artifacts from his time serving the U.S. Share a drink with a fallen soldier at their bar where you can grab an acrylic bio off the wall that celebrates the individuals who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect his or her country. They will also ship their distilled spirits directly to you, so check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com. We are also sponsored by Moonshine University. This longtime partner for the ABV Network helps educate individuals looking to get into the distilled spirits business, service industry employees looking to expand their knowledge, and individuals simply wanting to know more about the process and history of the spirits industry. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at Moonshine University, and it's something I continuously draw upon and connect with fellow graduates. Check out their full listing of classes, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes, and more at moonshineuniversity.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky. All right, back to the show. Danny, though, you are between Jim and Victory. What do you got?
I have an Indiana rye.
Sure, Danny.
Tumble dice.
Cumblebeiss. Yes, I love Cumblebeiss. I'm sure that's the name of the brand, Cumblebeiss. Sure.
Tumble dice.
Oh, tumble dice. Okay.
Yes.
Let's
Freddie Mills of Ruse.
Okay. Freddie Mills of Ruse.
So we're about to pop it.
No, that was all desk is what that was. All desk, no pop. Jim wins. So Jim, you got it there, man.
Hey.
Congrats, Jim.
Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about 120 plus proofs.
Yes. This may be like a 4-hour show as we try to delay not to do those 120 plus shots. Yeah. So it's a filibuster show. So everybody just keeps holding the floor, so we can't go to the shooter segment of it. But I don't know. Why do you guys like the high proof stuff? What's your reasoning for doing so?
I think for me, just my palate developing from doing all these single barrel tastings.
Mm-hmm.
So we were typically tasting stuff, and the majority of them straight out of the barrel. And so I just got a real taste for that, the unfiltered, uncut. I just kind of like it in its purest form. So I'll take that. You can add water to it. You can bring it down if you need to. Some things are just hot for hot, but in general, that's just become my profile just because of the sheer amount of barrels that we tasted over the years.
Yeah. I'm along the same lines as you, Jim. I like the high proof stuff because, first of all, I just enjoy drinking, and I don't know, some of those like 80 proof and all. It's always funny to see people at a distillery, and the ones that don't typically drink. And I was at that event this year, and Beam was at the bicycle ride, the Bourbon Country Burn, and Beam was doing a presentation. They're running through their lineup, and each one, again, these are people that don't drink, and they're screaming like, "Oh my God, it's like trying to put out a dumpster fire with gasoline. It's so hot." And you're talking about, it was literally Basil Hayden's was one of them, and a regular Jim Beam. I mean, these are not. I don't feel any heat at all, actually, as I drink those.
These are bike riders, though. They're like, we drink Gatorade and water.
Right. The whole they were cracking each other up. They all felt the same way. So I did not fit in well with that group because I'm just drinking them away, So yeah, but I like the taste of it, and I do think that there's something cool about pure, just how it comes out of the barrel. That's how the distiller made it. Why add something else to it? You don't, buy, something at the store and other things and then add something else to it unless you really want to ruin it. It's like getting a steak, in a fine restaurant and slapping a bunch of A1 on it or something. I mean, A1's okay tasting, but you never want to put that on a great steak. And I don't want to put my great bourbon. I don't want to cut down with anything else. So that's my thoughts on it. How about you guys?
Yeah, I agree with you and Jim. They just pack a lot more flavor. For me, a lot of the times it's the mouthfeel and the oiliness that comes along
Mhm.
with that. When you add water, it becomes super thin. There's just like no body there, and there's like just nothing, just like water.
Yeah, Tony, isn't it also too when you're tasting these things? Kind of the fun of the high proof bourbon is finding ones that don't drink like they're, Danny's got 148 plus proof there. And if you get
Yep.
the right bourbon, and I'm not drinking that with him, so I don't know what that one tastes like off the top of my head. But if when you taste those things, there's ones that you're like, there's no way that this is 148 proof. This could be 120 proof. It drinks so much lower than that. And that's always interesting too. When you get one that's well made, it won't taste like it's high proof.
Yeah, wasn't there one the other day at the tasting last night?
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
that one?
That was we did that was from Iron Root Republic. And
Yes.
what was that? Was that 130-ish, right in that
130-ish, and I would have thought it was 100, maybe 110 proof.
Yeah, I was the same way. I was like, oh my gosh, that's when it's a really good bourbon. You just drink that thing, don't even think about it. And McNew famously used to do that, and then she'd fall off the porch. That's what.
Well, Steve, I don't want to name names, but a couple years ago, when Whiskey in the Winter was still happening pre-COVID, and someone let us taste 158 proof that she brought.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you mentioned names or not on that, so I'm not. But there's not a chance in hell I'd have thought that.
Right.
I'd have said 110, 120 tops. Like,
yeah,
it was so fantastic.
That was
It was
insane.
the best thing I tasted that entire year, and I tasted over 400 bourbons.
Not that he was counting, but yes. Yeah. So that's one of the great joys of the high proof stuff too. Now, that's not to say all high proof bourbon is good, right, gang? I mean, there's someone I'll drink and I'll be like, oh, that is hot. And it's just hot to be hot.
Yeah.
It's not, the flavor isn't there. The heat's there, but not the flavor. And that's the ones I don't want. Those are definitely a turnoff. I'm not into that.
Yeah. So. Like the artist formerly known as Stag Junior. It's just hot to be hot. I don't think it's enjoyable.
Yeah, I've had one that was just super hot. People were raving about it, so I gave it blind to a friend. It's like, what do you think of this? He's like, oh my god, it just burned my throat. And then I gave him something else, and it was like
enjoyable.
And I like the vast majority of Bookers, but I've had a couple of Bookers, probably going back 4 or 5 years, that were hot for hot to me. Like, they weren't. Everything got increasingly better. I think in general, I like what they're doing, but there's been a couple of their batches that are like,
that happens. Yeah. Well, what do you got there, Danny? Oh. Is this a new texting policy here? You
gotta text me.
Text.
Danny's on mute. Apparently, tornado sirens are going off by Danny. I don't know
we got tornado warnings here. You do as well, Steve.
Oh, okay. I'm
in the basement. So
you're in the basement. Okay. Yeah, I knew you were in a different area. So yeah.
The one thing I always found fascinating about the high proof is in blind tasting, women choose high proof over men.
Yeah.
Most men would never think that because we're arrogant and think, we're tougher or whatever else. But statistically, women pick higher proof in blind tastings over men.
Yeah. And that played out. We did that a couple of times in classes back when Jim worked for Total Wine. I used to do classes there, and we would do some high proof, low proof stuff. And it always played out. Now, again, that's not necessarily scientific. It wasn't huge groups. You're talking about a classroom size of 24 people, and I don't know how it was split demographic wise, male versus female, that type of thing. But when we did those things, it always worked out where men versus ladies, the ladies chose the higher proof offering. So it kind of stands up. So it doesn't mean anything for an individual, but as a whole, it does mean that typically women prefer the higher proof. So that's interesting. Yeah. What else on the high proof? We want to know. What's your favorite high proof brand? George T. Stagg would be mine.
George T. Stagg, yeah.
You're not doing the junior. If you do George T. Stagg, then yes.
Yeah, no, well, that's a different product. So yeah. So McNew said they're all bad. Some of them, which Stagg Junior, are okay, but it's the exception, not the rule. I mean, it's like you got to hunt for a good one with that one. A lot of the times, it's more often than not they're just hot to be hot.
Yeah, I personally have not had a good one, so my experience have been like, these are terrible. But I do believe there's probably a good one out there somewhere. I just haven't had it.
Yeah. And they do barrel pixels every once in a while. I've never even tried one. I would love to get my hands on one to see if someone was able to pick out a really good barrel that was what we're looking for. Very flavorful, not just super hot. But again, never been able to get one. So, and I don't know if they'll continue to do that with the rebranding and stuff. Now it's just Stag. Stag Junior grew up now. So, Stag.
You dropped the junior. You're grown up.
Yeah, I don't know about that move either, though. I out of the gate, I don't think I would have called it Stag Junior. It makes it seem like a lesser product, but once it's established, I mean, everyone's used to calling it that. So now we got to just call it Stag.
Well, what if Stag Junior became Stag, and now George T. Stag is becoming George T. Stag Senior?
Okay, and then maybe a Stag the Third's coming along.
Yeah,
He's Stag.
Stag.
Yeah.
They're like old granddad was taken, but we're moving up. There's baby Stag.
Right. It's interesting to think about. So yeah, but there you go. There's about our love for high proof. So let's prove our love for high proof by doing shooters. Who wants to go first? Does anybody want to go first on this?
Sure.
Okay. All right, Danny. Danny's got his shooter lined up. All right, Danny, you got the highest proof too, 148.6. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, go ahead, my friend, whenever you're ready. 3, 2, 1.
Cheers.
Here it goes. No problem for Danny.
Danny does shots like a champ too. I suck at shots. I cannot do shots to save my. I can't.
Danny, no problem. Just throws it right down. All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
No, Tony,
Jim first, so we'll have Jim and then Tony go.
All right.
Yeah, Jim.
And then me, then McNew last.
McNew last. There you go. All right. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. There he goes. Huh? No problem. He did it.
Nope.
Yeah, he did it. All right. Tony?
All right, it's been a while since I've actually done a real shot, but got one here.
Let me throw it back too. I'm nervous now. Everyone's having no problem with this. So here we go. I've got mine, 124.4 Heaven's Door. Here we go. It's good.
McNew's getting nervous there.
All right, McNew. It's all on you.
So when I was in college, I had a friend teach me how to take shots, and she's like, "Okay, so take some water first, and then take it like some cough medicine, and just drink a lot of water until you're done." And I'm like, "Okay," and that's how I've always learned to do them. But I'm gonna try to do it. It's normal. Okay,
here we go. There goes McNew. Threw it back. Form was good. A little bit of a crunched up face there, but she did it.
I don't really like this one anyway, but
what was yours again, McNew?
It was the Booker's Boston batch.
Oh, the Boston batch. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Not really a favorite anyway.
You did it. So there we go. There we all passed the test. So it was a team bonding moment. So
let's see how the rest of the show
goes. Show off now.
Yeah.
We can write the show off. It was team bonding. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Danny, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook under Danny Kennard.
All right, Tony.
You can find me on Instagram at glassofwhiskey86.
All right, Jim.
You can find me on Facebook at Jim Fosnut or on Instagram at FozJim, FAZZJIM.
All right, McNew.
I am on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. That's the one you got to check out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you are a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least, at the top of the show, I mentioned investment opportunities at the new liquor store concept, the ABV Barrel Shop, being launched in 2022 by myself, Jim Fosnot, and Scott Creighton. We are crowdfunding some of the capital needed to open the store. Not only does it offer a return on your investment, but a lifetime of status and benefits at the store. Of course, this investment is a loan and involves a high degree of risk, which may not be suitable for all persons. Prospective investors should carefully evaluate the risk and merits of an investment, should confer with their own legal and financial advisors, and should be able to bear the risk of the loss of their investment before considering the investment described herein. If you would like more information, contact us via the under construction website at abvbarrelshop.com and fill out the form.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.